Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
The real reason Donald Trump wants to invade northern Nigeria, Art, has nothing to do with black Christians. Nothing to do with my Christian brothers and sisters in the north. Northern Nigeria sits under what country, Art? Northern Nigeria sits right under Niger, one of the 3 countries in the Sahel Alliance. Nigeria borders Niger. And why is Niger so important, Art? Who is the #1 supplier of uranium in the world? Niger. Do you know what you need uranium for, Art? Nuclear missiles, nuclear bombs, nuclear technology, nuclear warheads. Niger is the #1 supplier of uranium. And in the nuclear age, Art, uranium is the vibranium of Black Panther. In the nuclear age, uranium is the vibranium that they talked about in the Black Panther movie. So the reason Donald Trump needs to get into northern Nigeria, Art, so they can invade and try to overthrow President Chiani in Niger so they can get control of the uranium.
Breaking moments ago, President Trump announcing a powerful strike against the Islamic State in Nigeria. Let's go back to Madison Scarpino live in West Palm Beach with the breaking details. Madison?
Yeah, Mike, President Trump says that strike was deadly, and he says it's because they've been targeting and viciously killing primarily Christians. Now, he just made the announcement on Truth Social saying in part, quote, "I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay." And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues.
Keep your eyes on Nigeria, everyone. Yes, Trump watched strikes on Christmas Day against ISIS in Nigeria because he claims they keep killing Christians in that country. But Trump doesn't do anything ever unless it's personal to him, unless he can personally gain monetarily on something. So why Nigeria? Well, just take a guess. It's one of the top producers of rare earth minerals in the world, one of the top 10. And that's what I've been saying this whole time. He is targeting places rich in rare earth minerals. Now he has the United States engaged in armed conflict there. And is he going to try and take Nigeria over? Probably not, but he can now use this as leverage to work some sort of deal for rare earth minerals in that country. And I wouldn't be surprised if that down the line happens. So save this video. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like it, comment what you think about this. We'll be coming back to this later in 2026.
All right, Trump is saying we need to invade Nigeria to protect Christians. So let me explain what's actually going on here. If you look at this here map, you'll see that Nigeria is close to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and this is known as the Sahel region. And in this region, they recently had a string of revolutionary uprisings that overthrew Western-backed governments. And they've been kicking out US and French corporations and military personnel left and right. So Trump wants to use Nigeria to control these Sahel revolutionaries, or use it as a launching pad for regime change. It would allow them to spy on these countries, arm their preferred groups, sabotage their trade, etc. But it's stupid because Nigeria is already a US puppet government. But the government is so weak and the country is so poor from being pillaged by Western corporations that it's basically become a failed state. Now you have all these extremist groups like Boko Haram running around doing what extremist groups do. And Trump is using that as his excuse to invade Nigeria, even though US interventionism is what got Nigeria in this predicament in the first place. What Nigeria actually needs is a popular revolution like what happened in the other Sahel states. But of course we know the US will do whatever they can to prevent that from happening.
Donald Trump threatening to bomb Nigeria guns a-blazing is not about protecting Christianity. It's about power, optics, and control. This man has never cared about faith. He uses religion like a campaign prop. What he's doing right now is playing savior while setting up the same colonial script America's been running for centuries. You want to paint black nations as violent and chaotic and in need of rescue, then justify stepping in with lethal force. This is not about Christianity. It's about dominance. It's about keeping Africa unstable, poor, independent. Because here's the truth. Every time a black nation rises towards independence or strength, Western powers find a way, calling it a humanitarian reason, to interfere. They call it aid, they call it freedom, they call it protection, but it always ends up with stripped resources and sovereignty laws. Nigeria is one of the most powerful economies in Africa. It's rich in oil, gas, and human capital. Trump threatening that under the guise of religious freedom is political theater. He's appealing to the white evangelical voters back at home who love the Christian hero narrative. But it also sends a message to Africa. You either stay in your lane or America will remind you who holds military might. What makes this even more dangerous is the hypocrisy. Trump's own country can't stop mass shootings, church bombings, or domestic terrorism. Yet he's lecturing Nigeria on violence? That's like a man whose house is on fire trying to tell the neighbors how to handle a candle. If America really cared about peace, it would invest in diplomacy, education, and infrastructure, not bombs and sanctions. But racism runs deep in the U.S. foreign policy. It can't imagine a black nation managing its own problems without Western guidance. And let's be clear, when Trump says Christian, he's not talking about black Christians in Nigeria. He's talking about white evangelical voters in America. He's weaponizing faith for votes, not for God. So yeah, this isn't about saving souls. It's about maintaining power, feeding fear, and distracting the world from the real empire games at play. If America keeps going down this path using religion and race to justify aggression, it won't just destroy other nations, it'll destroy itself. Because you can't claim to stand for freedom while silencing, bombing, and exploiting the very people who built your motherfucking wealth.
Listen! Now that the bank that prints money is in the hands of private interests. The idea is to push up and inspire the government to borrow. How do you do it? Get America into war. The war in Europe started in 1914. And by 1917, under a lie about the Lusitania being sunk by German subs, the American people were called into a war to end all wars. Oh, this is heavy, man. You can't believe how wicked these people are to play games with your lives and the lives of your babies. Create a war just to get more money, to charge more interest, and send your babies to die for bullshit.